in one of the great atmospheres that we have in college basketball.
No doubt about that.
What a lob and what a start. Stefanovic up top for Ivey.
Called play, first possession of the game, right over the top to the big fella. Now let's see what Maryland can do as far as penetrating and being patient at the offensive end.
Purdue has been beaten just twice in this building since the beginning of last year, 24-2. And Wisconsin, the only team that has gotten one here this season. Stefanovic off the theft. Goes underneath to Ivey. And they are clearly looking for the big fella here at the start. What a pass. What a find by Ivey. Underneath to Mason Gillis.
Well, in our conversation with Matt Painter about an hour ago, he said we're going to try to feed it inside early and see how they defend our big guys. They typically don't double, and when that's the case, Ivey and Williams can pick them apart.
Here's Kudus Wahab, the transfer coming over from Georgetown. He is bottled up outside to Russell. 5 to shoot. Wahab's going to fire. That is a long 2. Wow. And boy, they desperately need Wahab to have a big day today without the services of Ayala.
Not sure they would expect him to knock it down from the perimeter like that, but a timely bucket for the Terps. The start in this game, the next several minutes, really key for Maryland. They've got to get off to a decent start and not dig themselves a hole here on the road.
Turgeon a few years ahead of him, brought Manning in as an assistant coach last offseason. And it has been a trying year for the Terrapins, to say the least. Three-pointer from Hunter won't go. And here comes Dante Scott, who's had a bit of a hot hand of late.
Nice job transitioning back defensively that time by Purdue.
Wahab couldn't squeeze it. Hunter stepping into the starting lineup, making his 8th start of the season today. Struggled against Michigan, but he has been very good of late.
Sure has
Jaden Ivey on his first take. Here's Russell, the graduate transfer. What a career he had at Rhode Island. Steps into a 3 and hits. Clark, he's got to have a big, big day if they're going to have a chance.
No doubt about it. Good job that time recognizing that Purdue is in drop coverage, meaning the big guy on the ball screen is not going to come up top, and that'll create that space for Russell, and he took full advantage of it there.
Here's Stefanovic. He has been struggling of late. A little bit of a shooting slump, especially from 3 over his last 3 games.
But he's the kind of guy, when he breaks out of it, it'll be a big breakout. Good job boxing out that time by the Terps. They'd like to be able to get stops and then push in transition, Spiro, if they can. If not, expect a lot of high ball screens, pick and roll action.
Clark, Jaden Ivey's been very good from 3, but if you're Danny Manning, I'd imagine that's the shot you want him to take.
No doubt. You don't want him putting pressure on your defense, attacking the rack.
Green resets to Russell. Timer down to 5 seconds. Russell takes a deep 3. Splash!
Watch out now.
First year at Maryland for Russell. Recruited by Turgeon to come kind of help retool the program. And as tough of a year it's been, Russell has certainly had his moments. Ivey had it knocked away. Good interior defense. And then it's taken by Scott. Scott off and running. Stefanovic is there. Excellent finish by Scott. And a good start from Maryland as they build a 6-point lead.
No, good is probably an understatement, partner. This is a great start for this team on the road, coming off that shellacking they experienced from Iowa in the last game they played.
Hunter feeds the post. Again, it's Ivey. Gets his own rebound and cleans up his own mess. Late season top 20 watch list for the Wooden Award. You talk about improved players. He is right at the top of the list in the country.
Yeah, he converts at a high rate inside, 68% shooting, and here goes Russell again. Tough shot there.
Here's Ivey, the sophomore phenom. Trying to find some bait late. This is Gillis. One of the most efficient offensive players in the country. Doesn't take many shots.
And most of his shots, Spiro, are catch and shoots. As a matter of fact, he has not taken a shot off the dribble all season.
Here's Green. This is Wahab. He hit that long 2 earlier. Has not hit a 3 this season. But Clark is taking 2 deep perimeter shots already.
Well, he can get that shot because Edey won't come out and guard him, but it's not where he wants to take shots from.
So Ivey has missed his first 3 takes. He has been electric this season, to say the least. And he has put up some incredible numbers, better than 21 points over his last 5 games. Here's Akeem Hart. Resets to Russell. Green. The hop doubled. Underneath. Lost it. Third Maryland turnover. Here comes Ivey. His pass deflected. A little bit of a slow offensive start here. This has been his
4 from 3, Spiro, for Purdue.
They lead basically every major offensive category in the Big Ten. Here's Stefanovic from deep. A little bit short. Rebound Russell. This is the #1 offensive efficiency team overall in the country. Clark said they don't have many stretches like this. 3 of their first 11 and now 0 for 5 from deep. Julian Reese, a freshman, has checked into the game for the first time for Manning. Shot clock down to 7. This is Scott, double team with Trayvon Williams coming over. Open look at a 3. Green, no. Offensive rebound, Scott. And that time it resets to 20. Russell doesn't need it. And a rebound corralled by Ethan Martin.
Yeah, I thought Russell rushed that one just a bit. Good job by the Terps to get that second possession.
Stefanovic.
He's not going to keep missing them. You mentioned, Spiro, he had been struggling of late, but this guy's a 40% career 3-point shooter, and it's just a matter of time. He was only 3 of 15, counting today in his last 3 before that one went down.
Yeah, that little slump came on the heels of what was a terrific stretch for him over about a month. Here's Scott deep in the corner, double team with 5 to shoot. Scott spinning, fading, and hits. His prayer is answered. Dante Scott, my goodness. Tied his career high with 25 points in that loss to Ohio State last weekend. What a shot.
Yeah, that was a tough one there.
Moyne tries to find some daylight. Here's Trayvon Williams. Oh, beautifully done. So good with his feet as he goes glass.
And the scouting report says he wants to go to that left shoulder, but he's really good at his counter move, too. So that time the defender, Reese, was looking for the jump hook. He drop-stepped and put him away on the baseline side.
Russell, nice little drive and set up to Reese. Beautifully done by Russell. I was just going to say about Trayvon Williams, you got him coming off the bench. Clark, you're pretty good.
Yes. He's a real force and an excellent passer.
Could be his best attribute. We go back to Williams now as they play through the post. Ian Thompson is checked into the game. This is Morton, puts it on the deck, poked away. Incredible, leaving an indelible mark on these 2 programs. Shot clock at 7. Nicely broken up, and it goes right into the hands of Thompson. Isaiah Thompson, who's actually started a number of games this season, now coming off the bench, had some big games. And a good start for Thompson here, the junior, to get Purdue a little bit closer.
Well, there's always a buzz in this crowd. They never really completely idle down here at Mackey Arena.
It is as tough a place to play as any other in the country. What a drive and finish. That is Julian Reese's second early field goal. I have to think he's going to play some extended minutes now with the absence of Ayala.
And Pat Russell is having some kind of half so far, Spiro. He's knocked down a couple of threes, and he's been excellent with his decision-making.
Caleb First has checked into the game, the freshman for Matt Painter. Here's Trayvon Williams. And he has given this offense a shot in the arm.
Well, they play through him much like they play through Edey when he's on the floor, but Trayvon has a little more versatility, and therefore he can pack a little more of a punch offensively.
Russell defended by Isaiah Thompson. Into the corner now. This is Ian Martinez. 7 to shoot. Scott thought about the 3. Puts it on the deck. Play clock down to 2. And Scott left it short. Boilermakers have tightened up their defense here the last couple of minutes. This is going to be a traveling violation, says Bo Borowski. And another. Now they've got an embarrassment of Riches Clark offensively. And it's been the defense that has been spotty, let's say, at times.
The depth, the quality of the depth is a real asset. Obviously, the 2 big guys, and then Jaden Ivey, who is such a real force offensively. Bodies and athleticism, not overly athletic, but enough to be a little better defensively and then offensively. They present a lot of problems.
Ivey trying to force the issue underneath, and looks like Roger Ayers, buzzer beater here to beat the Buckeyes in late January.
Yeah, you had to bring that up, huh?
I just like to get a rise out of here.
Yeah, that certainly did. It got a rise out of this crowd, too. That was some kind of shot he made.
This is Akeem Hart. 3-pointer off target, and the rebound by Ivey. So Maryland hanging around here. 1-point lead as we cross the 9-minute mark in this opening half. Both teams coming in off 20-plus point defeats on Thursday. As first is fouled on the catch. Mutual decision to leave the program, and who knows what the future has in store for this team.
No, I agree with you. It's going to be a huge hire as this program tries to reboot. Good work here defensively. Now an opportunity to score in transition. Russell! Good job by Russell. What a finish, because he knew Ivey was right on his heels. Used the rim to get to the other side and convert. And I tell you what, Thatch Russell has been superb in the first 12 minutes of this game.
Russell's got 8 points, but what a pass by Hakeem Hart, threading the needle with a one-handed bounce to get it to Russell. Stefanovic able to square up, and the rebound by Wahab underneath. Here's Green, and this is going to be an offensive foul. Can't imagine Danny Manning is going to be able to sit him for very long in this game.
Well, he's averaging 35 minutes a game. Well, 34 minutes a game in conference play, so you're exactly right. It won't be long. Actually buys a little more time because you're up against the media timeout as Eric Hunter Jr. sachets to the hoop.
Marcus Dockery into the game now. Hasn't played much. But thrust into a bigger role here as Maryland plays without their leading scorer, Eric Ayala, if you've just joined us. Lingering wrist issue, according to what the Terrapins have told us. Dockery into the corner. This is Martinez. 7 to shoot. Martinez a step back. That's a long 2. Too much. Maryland shooting at a 50% clip. Gillis thought about the 3. Under control. Missed it.
His first off the dribble shot attempt, I think, for this season. And he got a good one.
Maryland 2 games under 500. Trying to do what only one team has done this season. Come to Mackey and knock off the Boilermakers.
That's when Johnny Davis from Wisconsin went for 37 in that win.
That's a 3. Xavier Green making his 2nd start with Maryland, the graduate transfer. 4-point game. Clark, you wondered where they would get their scoring to make up for the absence of Ayala.
Decided to shut it down today. Hopefully he'll be back on the court rather soon.
Xavier Green making the start in his place with already a couple of baskets. As Hunter couldn't squeeze that pass. Here comes Martinez trying to force the issue all the way to the rack and couldn't finish. Can Purdue now settle into their offense? A little bit of contact. Ivey defended by Reese, and nothing has come easy for the Boilermakers.
Well, Maryland's done a nice job getting back. They've kept bodies in front of Ivey, so he's not had clear lanes to the rim. It's really solid first 14 minutes here for Maryland.
Scott. Ivey got a piece. This is Stefanovic, a little bit off balance.
I think he lost track of where he was there.
Scott pushes into the corner. Here comes Russell looking for more. Scott from deep. And that time way too much. Our producer Steve McKee, Mark Grant, our director. Most of our CBS crew is having a real chance to cut down the nets.
Yeah, you look across the country and there's no real separation even at the top of the table in college basketball. A lot of compression and a lot of teams that are really good, but no teams have really separated themselves from the other.
Offensive rebound, Edey turns and goes off glass.
Boy, how about that? Great job to pursue the pumpkin, and then good patience to get the shot he wanted on the putback.
Clark, you got to give Maryland their due. Their defense that they're playing against arguably the best offensive team in the country. Boilermakers just 9 of 22 shooting. Russell!
Young fella's feeling it. And I tell you what, sometimes you can play better defense when your offense is solid. That's what you're seeing with Maryland. There haven't been real runouts. They've gotten quality shots most possessions. They've had a few that were squirrely. But playing good offense gives you a chance to be solid defensively. See, no rush here. If they don't have a real clear opportunity in transition with the way Russell is orchestrating, get into your half-court offense and try to get a quality shot each trip.
A little weave action at the top here run by the Terrapins. Outside, this is Martinez trying to break down his man Stefanovic. Missed it. Offensive rebound, Wahab. Second time he's lost the handle.
They've orchestrated well offensively behind Fats Russell. Now you see a little pressure out of the timeout. Danny Manning told us he might do this, changing defenses out of timeouts. Again, trying to disrupt rhythm, but the offense of Maryland has been good and solid, and it's allowed them to be set defensively.
Isaiah Thompson, Trayvon Williams back in. That is Stefanovic down the chute. When this kid has his stroke on, this is a different Purdue team that you've got to contend with.
And he's got a beautiful stroke. And he does a great job coming off screens, catch and shoot. There's offensive foul there on Wahab.
Just to get back to Stefanovic, Clark is already in the top 10 all-time made threes in the history of this program. This is his play around the pick from Williams. And the rebound underneath by Green.
I don't know if he needed that rhythm dribble. It may have thrown him off just a bit, but he had time and space. Lost his defender there. Really important for Maryland to close this half out well. That means take care of the ball, get good shots at the offensive end. Try to attack that paint and play through fast. Great shot clock. He's got to get busy.
Russell around a screen. That's an open three. A little bit of a challenge from the back of the rebound. Tracked down by Isaiah Thompson. Crazy. Ivey's still looking for his first points. Playing as well as anyone in the country. Drawing contact. One of the legit elite players in the country this season as a sophomore, as he misses on both. And the basketball going back to Maryland. This crowd of better than 14,000 trying to encourage the young man. And now Purdue down a point as we approach the 2-minute mark of this opening half. Russell guarded by Thompson. Underneath, and Wahab couldn't catch it. Gillis dropping a dime. It's Williams.
Crunching those numbers, you bracketologists, you.
Although I am happy to have you out of the studio.
Yeah, I'm glad to be out too. It's nice to be courtside, and this venue, one of the special ones in college basketball. Two outstanding coaches, Danny Manning and Matt Painter. Great to have a chance to visit with them as well.
When you look at Maryland, they had some breakthrough wins. Late January had that improbable 2-game stretch where they knocked off number 17 Illinois and then won at Rutgers. Then actually almost beat Michigan State.
Yeah, had a chance in that one.
Russell steps into a three, not that time. And the rebound off the hands of Wahab.
Again, defensively, they're well without much depth. And then if they don't get to the paint, then the perimeter shooting becomes a real challenge. And there's Russell with a big-time rebound for a little fella.
If you've just joined us, Maryland playing without their leading scorer today. No Eric Ayala. Out with a wrist injury, a late scratch. Had to be a bit of a surprise for Purdue as well. But so far, so good. That's Martinez. Had a good look.
And that's good offense because they got it inside. Wahab surveyed the situation and made a nice pass. Now you try to play defense and hopefully get the last shot of the half if you're Maryland.
Here's Isaiah Thompson, little pick and roll action to Williams. That vision of Williams, always looking for where he's going to pass, but he turns it over. That's their 6th. And now the Terps can hold it for the final shot. 12 seconds.
Clear out for Fats. Of the foul.
Inbound to Martinez, defended by Hunter.
And the fact that you've done a good job, I don't think you should be penalized for having fouls to give in the college game. So
good point.
Use them all. You know, that's a reward for not fouling earlier.
So 2.7. Williams actually got a fingertip on the pass. Hunter fires, and that's going to take us to halftime here in West Lafayette.
They still find themselves on top by 3. Maryland did not get to the free throw line, which is a huge concern for Danny Manning. He wants his team to get into that paint.
Purdue closed the half on a 7-0 run. That is Wahab. But they desperately need him to get his offensive game going, and he'll have a chance at 3 and to tie the game.
There's Fats Russell right in the middle of it again. Beautiful pocket pass that time, and a good catch by Wahab. Then the nice finish and the first free throw attempt for the Maryland Terrapins. They shoot 75% from the line as a team and typically get there more than their opponent. So good start here to tie it up in the first minute of the second half.
Caduce Wahab, the junior transfer. Anyone who watched Georgetown the last couple of years knows how good he was, especially last year. Part of their improbable run to the Big East Conference Championship as Edey misses a little turnaround. But as we talk to Danny Manning, Wahab is still learning that the Big Ten is a different animal, Clark, in terms of the physicality.
Yep, you're going against quality big guys every time you tee it up in this league.
Here's Fats Russell.
That's a good look off the offensive rebound. And one, if you're going to pull an upset, you've got to knock down.
Here's Jaden Ivey probing. Looks like they want to find Edey on the block.
Good help.
Russell. Able to pick his pocket from the back. What a pass ahead of the field. It's hard. Just an exquisite pass on the run by Russell.
Yeah, Russell's been terrific. He got that technical late in the first half that gave Purdue 2 free points. But other than that,
Xavier Green has to sit. Just picked up his 4th personal. Green making the start for the injured Ayala. Stefanovic the turnover. Scott ahead of the field on the bounce to Russell. Nice. Outside, this is Scott. Quiet till this point. Not that time.
I give the credit to, obviously, the players, but the fact that they've been able to be somewhat of really effective at the start offensively. And that was Fats Russell. He picked up the foul, but he's really been the catalyst for the good, solid start at the beginning of the game and also to start this second half.
Saw the 8-0 run over the first 90 seconds plus of this opening half. This is going to be an offensive foul.
To do it defensively, which has not been the MO of this Purdue team. They typically make it happen with that high-powered, balanced offense. Now they're going to have to dig it out with the defensive effort.
Tough call against Scott. Looks like Stefanovic is okay. Here's Martin on a step-back 3, not that time.
And Maryland doing a nice job on the defensive glass, too. Not many second chances for Purdue.
Wahab surrounded by 3 defenders for a moment.
Well, you get that ball swung in that situation, and it's a bucket, or at least a quality look.
When they have these games where their offense is not going well, can they lock in and beat teams with their defense? We don't know that yet about this Purdue team. Russell! The masterful stroke in the mid-range game, and this now is Maryland's biggest lead today. They're up 7.
Well, this big guy will have to start going to work in doing what he's capable of doing, either with the scoring or his passing.
Trayvon Williams back of the rim. Rebound Russell. And again, no second chance opportunities for the Boilermakers. Russell! He is relentless. Starting to hear those groans here at Mackey. 9-point haul for the Boilermakers. This is a Purdue team that was blown out in Ann Arbor on Thursday. Stefanovic, badly needed triple. Stefanovic will be called here on a reach-in foul. Here's Martinez underneath Wahab. Nasty finish. Beautiful seal off with his body, had the position. Clark, how surprised are you with what we're seeing from Maryland?
Very much so, other than the fact that I did think if Maryland got off to a good, solid start, they'd have a chance to be more than competitive because of the individual talent this team has. I mean, you look at Russell and Scott. They've mixed it up defensively quite well so far.
And in the 4 games that Purdue has lost this year, you mentioned it, the Stefanovic, tough little floater, can't get it to go on the rebound by Reese, the freshman who's in. But this has been the MO in the 4 games that they've lost for Purdue, not shooting a three-pointer well.
And then the other thing is Maryland doing a fantastic job on the defensive glass. No second shot opportunities for Purdue.
Well, there weren't many college basketball experts that gave the Terrapins a chance in this game on the road in what has been a rough season without their leading scorer, Eric Ayala. But right now they've got possession and a chance to build on an 8-point lead. Here's Dante Scott. He's had some big scoring games to the rack. Gillis was there. A little bit of contact. The Maryland bench looking for a whistle. Here's Thompson, has his pocket picks. Up the floor comes Russell. He's done everything. Martinez from deep. And again, it's Fats Russell. He's right in the middle of the party.
He's got his hands on this thing in every which way. For decades, you and I, me as a player and broadcaster, you as a broadcaster, at every level, that first game when you don't have one of your key guys, the other guys relish the opportunity to see what they can do in an expanded role. And oftentimes it plays out like this, and there's Edey. Shortchanging, my bad. I was thinking more of the calling of the NBA games over the years in addition to your college broadcasting.
Your playing career, Clark, didn't quite pan out.
Well, you landed in a good lane despite that.
Russell guarded by Thompson. Can Maryland keep this thing going? Right now playing with a 9-point lead. It'll weave action up front. Beautifully set up on the pass. Reese.
Matt Painter said we'd see a lot of ball screen action from Maryland in the last couple of buckets. They've executed beautifully, getting something at the rim out of the pick and roll.
Julian Reese coming with some smoke. And a beautiful setup on that last sequence by Martinez. That is Ivey. Jaden Ivey with his first basket of the afternoon. Incredible. Here comes Russell. Boy, he is carving him up.
Yeah, the pick and roll action. Because they play drop coverage, and Russell likes to reject that screen and go one-on-one, and that time he got around Thompson and was able to finish at the goal. If Purdue can't adjust to dealing with the pick and roll action, they're going to have a tough time coming all the way back in this one.
Nothing they can do with that from Edey.
But this is the end where Purdue has to turn it up and get better. And we see it again, pick and roll action. Sometimes when you're going at a high rate of speed, just a little nudge is enough to throw you off balance.
Reese Not even close. We come up on the 12-minute mark. Here's Ivey. And he is fouled on the pass here.
Got to get to the rim.
Purdue, number 3 team in the country, just 4 defeats on the season. As Ivey is denied. What defense by Hart. Martinez under control. Got a good look at it. Short. Offensive rebound, Hart.
Good hustle that time, going after a 50-50 ball. Incidental contact, play on.
Hart probing, squares up, and buries it. It's a long 2. And Maryland with a 10-point lead. Whistle blown here off the ball against the Terrapins. Boborowski.
In our conversation with him, he was going to see how the game went. He knew they needed to have a good start. He was going to mix defenses, and now he's working the pick and roll action to perfection, either with Russell or Hart handling the ball, and then a careless pass here by Stefanovic.
Clark, you mentioned it. Purdue has had a couple of comeback wins this season, but they've done it more with the offense.
That's right. Well, they've outscored teams. Now they're going to have to find a way to ramp it up defensively.
Here's Dante Scott, goes all the way to the rack, and he's headed to the free throw line.
Beautiful take there. Got his body into his defender and went to the offhand. But again, it started with a little pick and roll action. Here he just spins. Actually, one-on-one move that time. Just beautifully done. And Purdue is in a world of trouble right now, partner.
Dante Scott, who set a new career high with that 25-point performance against Illinois in late January, unable to complete the 3-point play. But right now, Purdue facing its largest deficit of the afternoon. Stefanovic, that's a 3-point jack. Well, they need a couple of more where those came from Stefanovic.
And they're capable now. I mean, they make close to 10 a game, so they're fully capable. But this end of the floor, can they get the stops they need without fouling? Because Maryland is an excellent free throw shooting team.
Russell again, it's a good look. Offensive rebound, Wahab. Goes right back up top, and he's pancaked by Edey. Up the floor comes Ivey, the sophomore stud, and he is denied. And that one never had a chance. It's Dante Scott.
Boy, Maryland doing a really good job, Spiro. Keeping him in front and then getting additional body. You see Hart here, bumps him off contact a bit. And then here comes Scott.
This is beautiful defense.
That's excellent defense. And that's pretty good defense right there, too, by Zach Edey.
Jaden Ivey, if you've just joined us, who has been as dynamic as any player in the country the last couple of weeks, is 1 of 8 shooting. Hunter from deep.
Back-to-back threes for the Boilermakers.
Again, this atmosphere, this scene rivals any other in the sport. And better than 14,000 have come alive. Russell has it knocked away by Hunter. Here comes Stefanovic. They reset. Ivey on the take, and he'll shoot free throws. Clark, I'm not sure you can keep him down for a full 40 minutes. This kid has got so much in his arsenal.
He really does, and knocking down back-to-back threes ignites the crowd a bit, and here he gets a little bit of a seam and able to draw the foul.
The foul charge to Martinez is his 4th. So here is Ivey. He's actually 0 of 2 at the free throw line. Just 3 points in 22-plus minutes. Hard to believe. Impressive how quiet this crowd's gets on the free throws.
Well, impressive little spurt by the Boilermakers now in this crowd. Full-throated, trying to get those Boilermakers going.
8 straight for the Boilermakers. Xavier Green back on the floor, playing with 4. This is Russell, step back, off to the right. Edey clears. Boy, Russell thought that he had beaten Ivey to the spot. It's a block and a 1-and-1 situation for Ivey.
He almost did beat him to the spot, and there you see Danny Manning. Good time out here. A couple of quick shots. Purdue in the midst of a run and going to have a chance to add to it when we come back. And still has one foul to give before Maryland is in the bonus.
Jaden Ivey, just 1 of 8 from the field. There's the foul issues that Danny Manning is dealing with. Manning taking a little 1-year hiatus from coaching last year. Tried the TV thing.
He enjoyed it.
A little bit different of a perspective.
He was quite good at it, too.
Mark Turgeon, his good buddy, former collegiate teammate at Kansas, giving him a call, bringing him on as an assistant. Never thinking that this would be how the season would turn out. Can they steal one here in West Lafayette? Their lead down to 2. Russell resets. Lobbing in traffic. Wahab, tough catch. Traveling violation.
That's Stefanovic coming over from the weak side, bothering Wahab a bit to force that turnover. See, he comes in and gets just enough in the way. And there you see the obvious walk on Wahab.
Purdue has almost erased a 12-point deficit in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's a run. If you do it in 4 minutes or more, that kind of run, that's what we call a jog. But this is a run.
Purdue has retaken the lead. Sasha Stefanovic starting to cook. Reese underneath Wahab, lost the handle, and another Maryland turnover.
Because Maryland was controlling things. The pick and roll was creating all kind of quality opportunities, mid-range and at the rim, and then all of a sudden a couple of quick ones by Maryland helped feed into this run. But Purdue tightened it up defensively a little bit too.
Ivey trying to really put his imprint on this game as he will step back to the free throw line. This is one of the truly gifted offensive teams in the country. We mentioned their numbers earlier. But right now you are seeing why. We were just waiting for it. And they are now coming fast and furious. Foul charge to Hart is the 9th team foul against Maryland. Jaden Ivey celebrating a birthday today. Hasn't quite been at the level we've seen of him over the past 3-4 weeks.
But he scored 5 points in this 14-point run.
Nearly 22 points for Ivey over his previous 5. Hart, tough leaner, snatches the rebound right back up, and he somehow gets it to drop. My goodness.
How in the heck did that go in? It didn't look like he even knew what he was doing on that one. Wow.
Hart, the junior from Philadelphia. So many great players out of that Philadelphia Catholic League as Edey with the turnover. Clark, this was a magic trick underneath.
It sure was. Watch this. Are you kidding me? You'll take it any way they come, especially when you hadn't scored in almost 4 minutes. Wow. Good work, though, to get to that offensive rebound. Clearly, great effort by Hart. I think he's the best all-around player that Maryland has in terms of everything that he can do at both ends of the floor.
Great look by our camera operator.
Sure was.
Our director, Mark Grant, bringing you all of these incredible pictures. Wahab, the drop step, elevates. Good look at it, just couldn't put it down.
Nothing wrong with that shot, though. Good work, good patience.
Russell, and this is going to be an offensive foul. Clark, he's got those defensive instincts. He knew where Hunter was going to go before he took that step.
Yeah, that's a scouting report. offensive foul drawn. He knows Hunter typically wants to go left, but he's not afraid to go back to the right hand. And good guesswork and anticipation that time by Fats Russell. And we know he's got the foot speed to get wherever he wants, whenever he wants to get there.
Here is Hart, the junior, not a Scott. Corner three won't go, and the rebound weak side by Trayvon Williams. All tied at 50. Clark, they just keep hanging around.
Nice.
Ivey, the drive and kick. Hunter, splash!
That's such a great decision by Jaden Ivey because he hasn't had the lanes to get all the way to the rim. And that time, kept it simple and got Hunter a wide open warm-up three.
79% free throw shooter, and he hits a big one there to cut it to 2. But again, as stunning as this is, keep in mind, Maryland is as rough a year as it's been. They've had some big wins, nearly knocked off Michigan State. They beat Illinois, which was 17th in the country at that point. Won at Rutgers. They're certainly capable. A team that was ranked in the preseason AP top 25.
Yeah. They've done a nice job pretty much throughout this ball game and still right in it. Haven't got to the free throw line. There you see the discrepancy there, but both teams now over the limit, so free throws on all common fouls.
Stefanovic. Gillis had a chance, and the rebound tracked down underneath by Russell.
Stefanovic much better coming off screens when he's going to his right shoulder as opposed to going to his left in terms of his efficiency.
Russell probing the defense, a little bit of contact. Russell all the way to the rack. Incredible. A stroke of genius from Fats Russell, who took one right in the chops. What a game he has played. 18 points in 32 minutes. Trayvon Williams for a little dream shake. Sixth lead change as Maryland and Purdue throwing punches. They run that high screen action. Russell trying to find some daylight. This is Reese. Leader, no. Stefanovic picks up the loose change. Here comes Ivey underneath, outside. Gillis. And we're going to get a reaching foul here. Penalty situation, and Russell to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Pretty good free throw shooter is Russell. And the Terps as a team, we've talked about it, they haven't gotten there with the volume they normally do, but they make 75% of the free throws they get.
Clark, this was a Maryland team that gave up 110 points in their Thursday night loss to Iowa. They lost that game by 23. Second most ever allowed by Maryland in a game. Give Danny Manning all kinds of credit. Yes. The turnaround from Thursday to today, just to have a chance to win this game on the road here. What a turnaround.
Big time.
Trayvon Williams backing down against Reese, puts it down. Masterful.
Well, that's a freshman who's got a really high ceiling, Julian Reese. But Trayvon Williams is a handful down there, especially if he can get to that left shoulder. Well, I think Fats Russell has to make the plays here. Him and Hart have to try to make the plays on this guy. They've got 3 guys that can actually make plays.
Scott has had some big scoring games. Shot clock down to 5. They've got to hurry. Scott just hoists it up. Able to get contact at the rim, but Stefanovic the rebound. Not a good sequence for Maryland.
It wasn't, and I'd go back to what I said initially. It should be Fats Russell and Akeem Hart trying to orchestrate offense. That time Scott got caught with it and a poor possession.
Look at Russell. Comes up with the theft as we hit the 3-minute mark here in West Lafayette. Can Maryland pull off what would be a stunner? They're playing without their top scorer today, if you've just joined us. No Eric Ayala. Late scratch with a wrist injury. Russell into the corner. This is Martinez. Contact. Boy, look out. Ivey. Clark, you love a good rowdy crowd.
I do. I like energy and enthusiasm. It's kind of nice to see in the world of golf, things not be so quiet and stoic.
This is Ian Martinez at the free throw line. He's a sophomore. He's actually the first Costa Rican to play major Division I college basketball. Bit of a trailblazer is that young man. He goes 1 of 2, ties the game at 57. If you've just hopped on with us, this is a bit of a stunner. And a potential upset here. Purdue 21-4, number 3 team in the country. Can Maryland steal one here in West Lafayette? That is Williams in a thing of beauty.
He's so good down there because he can go both ways. He wants to get to his left shoulder, but if you take that away, he can do what he just did there, shoehorn that baseline and get it up and down.
Honorable mention, All-American last year, one of the top big men in the country as Russell coughs it up.
Good solid defense that time by Gillis. He gives ground there because he knows and respects Russell's quickness, and then Russell just actually lost the ball there.
Under 2 minutes. Here's Ivey.
I think you got to try to get it back. Oh, well, good look.
Honor had an open
That's
look.
where you need to go with it.
Look at the pass by Williams. Gillis lost it, and it's taken by Martinez.
Gillis took a shot to the head there.
This is Akeem Hart. Likes the matchup, wants to take Stefanovic, turns, goes glass, missed it.
Got a good look at it. And I think you play through Trayvon Williams here. Play through the big fella. He's had his way with the younger defender, Julian Reese. Only a freshman against a senior with his game. You've got to play through Williams here if you're Purdue.
Purdue just 4 losses on the season, including that 24-point defeat, their worst loss in more than 2 years, Thursday in Ann Arbor. Williams trying to shake Reese. Well played by the freshman.
Outstanding job. Didn't give ground. Challenged at the end. Maryland has a chance to tie or take the lead.
Under 50 seconds. Russell accelerates, going glass. We are tied.
How good has he been today? He has been so good.
Fats Russell, the transfer from Rhode Island, trying to put the Terrapins on his back. 15 to shoot. This is Hunter. Double bonus for both teams. Every whistle here. Here comes Ivey. He puts it down. The brilliance of Jaden Ivey. And he can give the Boilermakers a 3-point lead.
What a play. There's no guard like him in college basketball, folks. It's been a tough day for him in many ways, but he can do stuff that not too many can.
Danny Manning does have 1 timeout left here. It's a 1-possession game. Always fascinating to see how coaches handle this.
Yeah, I think you foul if you get it. Yeah, I like the foul. This is a little more time on the clock, but I like the foul. There's just too much that has to go wrong. +3 if you foul.
So Matt Painter will put them at the free throw line here. 2 shots on every whistle from this point on for both teams as Hunter is whistled for his 3rd.
So Maryland needs to knock down these free throws and then give yourself 1 effort at a steal or forcing a turnover, then you foul immediately as well.
Fats Russell following up his 20.6 assist performance on Thursday with 23 points today, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant performance by Fats Russell today. Will it be enough? We'll find out shortly.
Grew up in Philly. There's a quick substitution now for both teams. Isaiah Thompson for Matt Painter.
Yeah, you get Williams out. He's such a poor free throw shooter. So Matt Painter trying to get free throw shooters on the floor. They're smallest, though, so they've got to get that ball in bounds quickly. An immediate foul. Oh, wait, I'm not sure what happened.
Roger Ayers, I think we had a clock issue. The clock did not start, perhaps, when it should have. So Ayers blowing his whistle. So both coaches have a timeout here. Purcell's now blowing his whistle.
Because it was a spot foul there, he could.
Wow.
Wow, this is confusing because it was after a made free throw on the initial shot clock error. And because Matt is confused, understandably so. Wow.
Clark, you'd think maybe the officials would notify the coaches after that initial stoppage, but boy, how massive is this potentially?
It was a dead ball, and Eric Turner still tried to get it inside.
Inbound to Scott, turns the corner to the rack, knocked out of his hands. Gillis has it. Now to Williams, and it is over. Purdue has survived as they beat Maryland.